October is upon us. Before we get to those decisive World Cup qualification matches, let's take a look at the power rankings in the Concacaf region. At number 10, it's Guatemala. Oh, Chapines, they couldn't continue the momentum that they had at the Gold Cup. After finishing as a semi-finalist, they fell immediately in their first World Cup qualification match to El Salvador. But a draw on the road in a difficult place to play in Panama means that Los Chapines hang on to the final spot in my rankings. This month they take the long trip to Suriname and try and get revenge when they visit El Salvador. Oscar Santis is still providing great spark in attack. Nicholas Hagen is still doing well at the back. But if they can't get some points, some good results from this October window, they risk falling out of these rankings. At number 9, it's Haiti. Haiti ended up getting 2 points that feels like far more from the September window. They had a boisterous home draw at a neutral site against Honduras, and then went to Costa Rica, and after a miserable opener, got a hat-trick from Dukens Nazon, nearly taking all 3 points from Costa Rica, but ending up with a 3-3 draw with the Ticos. A late push for player recruitment is a big part of Haiti's strategy to try and get to the World Cup. There are some new faces joining up in this window, but some of the bigger prizes are still out there. At least that's what it looks like. But maybe some of these new faces will impress, or the old ones like Nazon will make enough of an impact that Haiti will be able to continue to climb in the rankings and maybe return to the Men's World Cup for the first time in decades against all odds. At number 8, it's Costa Rica. The Ticos took a tumble down the rankings in September, only getting a draw in Nicaragua, only getting a draw against Haiti in that match we just talked about, and having had led in both of those games. One has to wonder if the mentality is there for Miguel Herrera's men, because even though they have the spiritual leader, the heartbeat of the team, maybe the nation, Keylor Navas at the back, they still are making far too many mistakes in front of him, and the attack should be doing well, did do well against Haiti, and yet still came up short, needing a goal from a defender late to rescue a point. At number 7, it's Suriname. A new entrant to the top 10, Suriname currently leads Group A after drawing with Panama at home and getting a victory in the difficult place to play in El Salvador. Difficult because of the atmosphere, the field conditions, but also because of the disgusting acts of racism that we saw that FIFA has punished. Suriname will look to put that behind them and focus on what's happening on the field. And what's happened on the field so far is impressive. Stanley Menzo's been happy to switch his tactics around based on who Suriname's opponents have been, sometimes using that sort of Dutch background a lot of the players have had and playing a type of total football, I guess, but also being happy to use that Concacaf style and sitting back. Maybe that's unsurprising for Menzo, a former Ajax goalkeeper himself. At number 6, it's Jamaica. Steve McLaren's miserable summer looked like it was going to extend to a miserable September. At least that's how it felt because of the injuries that the Reggae Boys had when they made their roster call-up. No Andre Blake, no Ethan Pinnock, no Leon Bailey, and yet he got great performances from players like Bailey Ty Carter-Materi, from Jamali White in goal, from Richard King at the back. The fact that Jamaica was able to plug in these players and get 6 points, the only CONCACAF nation in qualification to get 2 wins from their first 2 matches, is impressive and bodes well with many of those familiar faces returning. At number 5, it's Honduras. Los Catrachos lead their World Cup qualification group, having gotten a draw at the neutral site against Haiti and then taking care of business against Nicaragua in a match where Los Pinoleros offered very little. Edric Menjivar continues to atone for the mistakes he made in the opening matches of the Gold Cup, but the attacking threat continues to be a big question mark for me as Honduras goes into another critical set of games in October, hosting both Costa Rica and Haiti. At number 4, it's Panama. It may be a surprise to see Panama keep its 4th place. After all, this is a team that was expected to be topping its World Cup qualification group and qualify caminando. The draw in Suriname is understandable, maybe acceptable given the conditions, a rainy night in Paramaribo, but the draw at home against Guatemala clearly was not up to Panama's standards. They go to El Salvador and then host the Suriname team that currently sits atop the group, meaning October is the opportunity for Panama to get back where they feel like they should belong. Obviously, if they don't take that, they will tumble in these rankings, but for now, they still seem to be the best team outside North America. They have to prove it this month. At number 3, it's the United States. We'll see in October's friendly matches if Mauricio Pochettino has unlocked something with that 3-man backline that looked so good, that worked so well against Japan. You also got good attacking performances from guys like Alejandro Zendejas in that match. With Pochettino saying the tinkering is done and it's time to start looking toward the summer of 2026, it will be interesting to watch what he does, the formation he uses, the players he picks, and see exactly what fans might be able to expect for the next several months. While that Japan game was encouraging, the Korea game was a bit frustrating for US fans. For now, it looks like they're the third best host nation, but they do still have time to turn things around. At number 2, it's Canada. Still no Alphonso Davies, still no Moise Bombito, and Alistair Johnston took a long-term injury as well, meaning 3 of Canada's likely 4 defensive starters for the World Cup were missing the September window. Yet, they went to Europe and got victories over Romania and Wales and didn't allow a goal in the process. Against the best teams that Asia has to offer, the US and Mexico definitely face more difficult opposition, but Canada doing it on the road deserves respect. And the fact that they saw things like Nico Segura's versatility, Derek Cornelius's set-piece prowess, and Ali Ahmed doing a bit of everything means that this team might finally be finding the depth that they so desperately need. And still, the number 1 team in the power rankings, it's Mexico. It's not that El Tri can't lose the number 1 spot in this ranking ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Results in friendlies absolutely could see Mexico jumped by Canada, the US, or any other team. Yet, Mexico really hasn't given us any reason to start panicking. Are there things they can work on? Yes. But the draw against Japan and the draw against Korea, there were some good things. There were some concerning things that often pop up for Mexico that showed up. The injury to Edson Alvarez, no one wanted to see. But for the most part, we saw what we thought we might see, which was Irving Lozano giving a bit of an extra dimension to Mexico. And unfortunately, Rodrigo Huescas looking good as well. He's taken an injury with his club and won't be available, sounds like, for even the World Cup. But there are options that Mexico has. That's kind of what makes this team the best team in the Concacaf region for now. Is your team too low in the power rankings, or maybe you're a hater and you think they're too high? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you follow for more on everything going on in the Concacaf region.